Hi everyone, this is Danielle from Blank Canvas and thank you for joining me. So we're going to be talking today about contouring versus bronzing. Let me talk about contouring first. Contouring is where you're going to be taking a shade or two darker than your natural skin tone. The lower parts of your face, the parts that are sunken in, so that the planes of your face can come forward a lot more and it will bring out the shape and the bone structure in your face. Makes it look a lot prettier and you get to see, the structure of your face that God gave you. So typically you would contour in the hollow of your cheek and you would see where you have to contour because it'll be against a lot of flesh. You contour on the sides of your nose. Sometimes you bring the contouring up to the temple. If you have a wide forehead and you want to bring it in a little more, contouring along the jaw as well. If you have a bit of a double chin, you'll contour on the extra fold here and contour on the sides here of the throat if you really want to bring that kind of structured look to the face. Bronzing. There is a lot of craze about bronzing these days because in the temperate countries summer is coming up. We don't have summer here in the Caribbean. It's hot all the time, and when it's not hot it's rainy, and when it's not rainy or hot it's hotter. So we don't have summer here, so it's always that kind of feel anyway that those in the temperate countries are really raving about because they're now getting it. So they really kind of hyped up about it, and everything is about a summer glow and a bronze look. And I'm sitting down here thinking with my little dark self, what is with the bronzing? I understand where those with fairer skin and those pale skins want to get a little bit of a tan, and you want to get a little bit of color in your skin. You want to get some melanin, you want to maximize the little bit that you have. I understand that perfectly. What I don't understand is when dark girls, dark women, dark females like myself want to go into the whole bronzing thing and want to make the skin darker. Here's what you're doing when you're trying to do that. You're trying to copy fair people who are trying to be like you. So in the end, you're really looking like a shadow of your former self. But why? When you already have it, when you already have what they want. Bronzing is not contouring. Bronzer cannot be used as a contour color because they are very different in terms of the color family, the color saturation, and the tone. A bronzer is a warm color, and typically a bronzer would have a lot of shimmer. Because now there are a lot of people complaining about, oh, they're not bronzers dark enough for their skin and they want a bronzer that could contour. Manufacturers are now making bronzers without much shimmer or with no shimmer at all and making them darker. Typically a bronzer is for a fairer person, like light medium to pale skin tones, and it's going to be applied to the high planes of the face because you want to look as if you've been out in the sun for a while, you've just come back from vacation maybe, and you got a nice little tan and your skin looks nice and olivey and glowing. That's what you want a bronzer to do because you're pale to light medium skin, not when you're medium skin to dark skin. That is not going to work. You know what you're just going to look like? Like you get bun. So don't do it. Don't do it. Opt instead to get a nice glowy highlight on your skin with gold tones instead of bronze tones. Where it's supposed to be like in the hollows of the face in order to create structure, a bronzer is supposed to warm up the skin tone. So you can use a bronzer all over the skin. That's why it's supposed to be matte typically, and it's supposed to have a kind of reddish tone because that's what happened to your skin when you've been out in the sun for a while. And it will have a little bit of shimmer so that when the sun catches the light, you just look like you have a glow. Dark skin ladies, forget that. You already have that. Why try to mimic someone who's trying to get that and then you look like some kind of parody? Please be true to your own self and stick with a gold tone highlighter where you can highlight up on top of the cheekbones, in the center of the nose, on the center of the forehead, on the top of the lip, on the top of the cheek, and you will look absolutely gorgeous, like a goddess. That is what you should be focusing on. Not trying to contour with a bronzer. Your skin is just going to look red and burnt, and something is going to look wrong. You may not know it, and you think just because you see other people doing it, it means it's right. It's not. Forget it. Be satisfied with what you have and use it to the absolute max. If you're going to be bronzing, for those who are pale to medium, to light medium skin tones, you're going to want to be bronzing on the cheekbones here, on the cheekbones, coming a little bit to the front of the cheek, up on the temple here, across the entire forehead, down across the nose. So it's going to be just like on this top part here. Sorry, I'm doing this. But just across this top part here, you're going to get a nice little glow with the bronzer. It's going to give you a nice tan. And you're really not going to do it with a heavy hand. You're going to do it something with like a fan brush or a stippling brush, so that you can really get this glow going on and look like you have been healthily out in the sun doing something that's unhealthy. Right? It's because it's supposed to be trying to fake a tan without actually going through the damaging effects of being out in the sun without protection and actually getting a tan. So that is the difference between bronzing and contouring. Contouring in the hollows, bronzers are up on the top part of the face. And if you're dark, you're supposed to be trying to glow like a goddess. Why settle for the bronze when you can go for the gold? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So think about it. So when you see people contouring with bronzer and you're seeing the orange or the reddish glow, when they tell you could use this as a contour color even though it's kind of reddish, that's a contradiction right there, because it's not supposed to be reddish if you're using a contour. A contour typically is supposed to have a kind of grayish, cool brown undertone, so it mimics shadows on your face, so that when you actually get, see like my contour, my slight contour here has a kind of cool undertone, so that it looks like shadows, so it looks like my cheeks are coming forward so much that they're causing a shadow underneath. That's what you're really supposed to be looking for a contour. So dark skin ladies, focus on glowing on the high planes of your face. Where you put highlighter, use a nice golden illuminator. That's what you should be doing. If you're light tone to light medium tone, you can use a bronzer up on this top of the part of your face and use a fan brush and just lightly dust over, so you get yourself a little bit of color. Don't mimic those who are trying to mimic you. Just be yourself. And like I said, why settle for the bronze when you can go for the gold? Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope it was really helpful, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.